I think this is an amazing time for us to reflect and to reset some things that maybe we weren't doing so well. The things that, again, maybe things that we have been avoidant of. So giving ourselves the patience and the time to say, what could I be doing better? Or to say, wow, there's a lot of stuff that I'm projecting, in my world, whether it's when I'm at work or whether I'm at home with my kids, that may not have to do, it may be my own stuff, and it may not have to do with the external world. And so now that I'm thinking about this more, because I've got lots of time on my hands to do that, to use
Hmm.
to, to use that mindfulness. And like I said before, being present, grounding yourself and reminding yourself of where you are today, looking around your space and your room to remind yourself that you're safe, that it may feel incredibly scary, the unknown, the powerlessness, the helplessness. However, if you look around, you can say, really, the only thing I'm doing right now is I'm sitting on my couch watching my kids doing their homework. The only thing that's happening to me right now is I'm cooking dinner, or I'm having a conversation with my husband, or, trying not to project too far into the future. There's a lot of stuff that happens when we're not present and we're not being mindful. A ton of, anxiety is created by fretting about things that we have no control over, that haven't happened yet. And feeling depressed and sad when we look backwards and we can't control for or change things that have happened in the past. But if you're present, what you're dealing with is what's right in front of you. And a lot of times what's shown is that if we are mindful, we can see that we're safe, and that things that happened before are not currently happening to us, and things that we're fretting about or worried about for the future are also not happening to us currently. And to try to not work ourselves up over things that were either in the past or in the future.
So you're really a strong proponent of living in the now, living in the moment, so to speak.
Yes, it's one of our most powerful tools to stay emotionally and mentally healthy, because we can talk ourselves into or out of anything, right? So we can get ourselves all worked up over something that we are imagining that is happening, or that we think somebody else thinks is happening. Or so if we are doing that dance and getting sucked into what I call the vortex of that critical self-talk, or negative thinking about our situations, or ruminations, going over and over and over the conversation that we had and what we should have said, or how angry we are over something. If you're doing that, you're not being present, and we can create a lot of stress and a lot of tumult in our world, and when we're doing that to ourselves. And sometimes we need to be reminded to snap out of it, to get present, and to look around and really ground yourself with some mindfulness techniques.
And it seems that's something another tool, not just for a relationship, but even for kind of the uncertainty right now with so many people out of work. What's going to happen? When are we going to get to go back to work? When are we going to get out of the house? So
Right.
it's very important to not be so worried about that at this point.
It doesn't do us any good. That's the thing. It's not going. We can be upset, and we can ruminate and overthink all of these things. I think what people need to do is find a way to deal with their own individual circumstances in a way that helps them feel like they have some semblance of control, right? So if I've been furloughed or laid off, to understand what the new circumstances are for unemployment, right? What do I need to know about my stimulus check? Doing the research to manage for things that are actually happening, and crossing bridges when you get there, because trying to forecast can really create a lot of stress. And when we're under stress, Chris, we're not making great decisions. Our brain chemistry is altered, and we're not able to think as clearly when we're really anxious or when we're stressed. And so if we're able to take control of the things that we can, right? Making masks, seeing what you could do to find extra toilet paper, helping a neighbor in need, just really controlling for things that you can control for, helping us feel like we do have some semblance of power in this really uncertain time. Even just a little bit can help you feel more stable and more grounded in the present.